fade in.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Friday Preflight. Thank you for joining me in the lounge. Number 118. We've been doing this for over 2 years, guys. I think, if my math is correct, well beyond that. I'm glad that everybody's here. I thought this would be a fun live show of 118 episodes ago, and I think I was right, because I've got a bunch of you here waiting, despite the fact that my friends over at Midnight's Edge are not quite done yet. But I'm sure that they'll join us as they can, and I appreciate those of you who were here early and chatting. It's amazing. So, it's funny because I got to do that wonderful interview with Carrie Smith over at Deprogrammed, and it was eye-opening just how many people I can point at that I've used for inspiration along the way, that I've had the fortune of being able to spend some time with and kind of learn the ropes. I mean, this is a wonderful group of humans on all of the platforms that I find myself on, and I just I have to say thank you, because without you, none of us would be here. I wouldn't be here. I mean, I might still be here, but I'd be yelling into the void, and that's less fun. But TGIF, as my friend Commander Ed Straker of Shadow suggests, and I agree. It is Friday the 13th. Be sure to leave out milk and cookies for Mr. Voorhees this evening. I'm sure he will appreciate it. Let's see. What else do we have going on? Let's see. We've got Lord Thoth out there. How's it going, my friend? One of the longtime mods here on the channel, Captain Phantom Nerd, one of my early supporters, a guy I support. I can't wait to see the return of the Morning Brew, I think, which begins again in earnest on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be lovely. Got Dragon Master 360 out there. There's Tim. What's up, Tim? Good to see you again. For those of you who are members, yesterday's member stream was a lot of fun. And those are behind a privacy wall, so to speak, for they're only viewable by members. And so we kind of have some fun conversations when we do those member streams. The High Roller stream will be coming up this week, I hope, if I can get everybody involved in that. And that should be a lot of fun as well. Real Wade Nation joined us yesterday. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And it's pretty awesome. Your Nerd NCC is at 101 views. You definitely are doing something right if you're getting those kinds of views, my friend. Yik Nomino is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Low Spec is back. Good to see you. There's another one of my long-term friends and mods. Just another red shirt. Hail, Mr. Shirt. John Cipola's here. I got Hammeroid Hertz. Good to see you all. I love this. I get to a little more relaxed saying hi to everybody for the Friday pre-flight rather than on the 6-minute daily where I'm trying to book through names. So it's a lot more fun. There's Shadow Dragon. Good to see you. And of course, Hank VP. I know I'm not getting a perm, but thank you. That's a suggestion. Liger fan is here. I think that there is going to be a bloodbath at Lucasfilm. I think we've already seen that coming. You can't devalue all of your brands, right? Disney is a collection of brands now, and they've managed to devalue all of them. Disney Animation Studios, Pixar, Lucasfilm, Marvel, of course, and then the overall Disney brand itself is set into decline. Disappointing and sad. Tina Bojan's in the house. Good to see you, dear. And of course, there's my friend Olaf von S. Oh, look at all these wonderful humans. Darren, good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you guys all were hanging out here. I don't really like to pull audience from anybody, but it happens. Good to see the 40-something of you here. I appreciate that. Yeah. We've got Dapper Bard Games sneaking out to get something to eat. Shawnee Step dropping a whole bunch of the emojis. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spend a little time on Sunday trying to put some new emojis together and add them because I have room. Thanks to all of you, I can add more emojis. I think that's a good goal to try to accomplish this weekend. We'll see. Hey, Super Family's here. Good to see you. Glad to be that you're hanging out at the lounge. Of course, I highlighted a bunch of these while we were getting ready. We've got Tender Warrior 68 joining us with very generous this week. Thank you very much for that. Thunderduck's here. Good to see you, my friend. I'm glad you are here. Troy is here. What's going on? Good to see you. I'd love to have a martini. I have work to do, unfortunately. I have a curb to pour, or a foundation, I guess, to pour. As I start to do more work so I can start to get some more videos out on the DIY channel. So look for those here in the next few weeks. Lots of stuff to get done. Pretty excited about that. We've got Channel Surf here. Good to see you, my friend. Great mustache, of course. My buddy, Brightest Day. Hey, bud. I hope you're doing good, man. Yeah. Sean Landrigan is here. Good to see you, my friend. And of course, I think a few other folks snuck in. Yeah, that interview was incredible. I have to tell you, Carrie is very gifted as a host and an interviewer. She has just incredible skills, great intuition. I felt very comfortable. I talked way more about myself than I do. I don't usually like to reveal too much other than like my hobbies and stuff, but yeah, it was really a lot of fun. Dark Shadow Logan, good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. A few other folks rolling in the door. Of course, I mentioned Commander Ed Straker of Shadow. Yeah, she's probably watching on her phone right now. She doesn't like to be on her computer screens and set a bad example for people at the office. So, but Read by Nature's in the house. Good to see you. Dragon Master 360 is here. Hey, Beastman is here. Good to see you, bud. Let's see who else. Douchey McDouche. Michelle is here. Hi, greetings. Do I have an email? I want to send you a gift for always being my friend. Well, you don't have to do that. But if you just want to send me some correspondence, my email is actually on the About tab for the channel. So if when you're done here, when we're done with the stream, you can go check out the main channel page, check out the community tab, of course. Do make sure you turn the bells on so you don't miss any notifications. But if you go all the way to the About tab on my channel page, at the very bottom, business inquiry email is there. And you can send me an email. I can't promise I'll see it right away because I usually don't check that but once a week. But if you can drop a note there, I'll definitely see it, Michelle. And thank you. And I appreciate it. I really do. The talented Andy Masterson is here again. Great to see you. I saw that picture of you. You were a young buck in that group of humans. That was a pretty interesting photo. Ruben Christopher Haynes is here. Good to see you, my friend. Longtime supporter of me and just a great overall human. You guys, I have been saying it. I've been saying it for a long time. I'm blessed. All of you people are wonderful, and I couldn't ask for a better group of humans to hang out with. So thank you so very much. We got Fat Elvis in the chat. Fat Elvis is out there. Reminding you to thumbs up. Yeah, just hit the thumbs up now. Then you don't have to worry about it later, right? Has ESPN been devalued? Yeah, I would say so. I honestly don't know, but the question popped in my head. Liger fan, I would say, brand wise, they have. When you start having like the main faces of the company come forth and people that were, focal points like Jason Whitlock and others come out and start to talk about how Disney has essentially corrupted their brands. But recently, Stephen A. Smith, the face of ESPN, came out and just destroyed the company. Not outright, not in so many words, but essentially outlining that the dive into politics has essentially driven away an audience. It's not good. Not good. Hey, Darcipio, good to see you, buddy. Mr. Voorhees doesn't drink and eats milk and cookies. He eats raw meat. Oh, man. Come on. It was a good joke, Darth Scipio. I thought it was fun. Mr. Voorhees. Hey, DS Ford's here joining us. Good to see you, my friend. We came over from Midnight's Edge. Awesome. JT Gunn's here. What's up, buddy? Check out JT Gunn and Late Night with Cap. And let's see a few other folks. OMG, the emojis. Yeah, I might find a rooster emoji for those of you who think that's funny. Which it is. It's kind of funny. Common Nerd is here. How's it going, Jesse? Good to see you, bud. The DIY stuff is super fun. That's one of the things. I just, nobody's perfect the first time around. You maybe you don't know how to do something, a certain skill like patch drywall. Maybe you don't know that you're supposed to change your filters on your refrigerator or, on your microwave or stovetop or air conditioner and heater. Maybe you don't know those things. So nothing worse than failure to do preventative maintenance and end up having to lose an appliance or, a water heater because you didn't know that you needed to do certain things. So very true. Hey, Tax Shark is here. Good to see you, my friend. Biggles! There's Biggles. Hope you're doing good, bud. Hanging out at your Ren Fair all season long. I know why you go there, buddy. I know why. Susan Arnold is openly lesbian. Yes, she is. She got fired. Yes, she did. Is she that paradigm shift since it was like no, honestly, I can see that perspective. To me, this is a major stumbling issue for Disney now. Doing that to her, and mind you, and I think I've said as much on the streams I've been on, but Susan Arnold is a member of the LGBT community. She's been awarded in many places for that. She's in the Chicago or Illinois Hall of Fame for the LGBTQ movement there. I mean, literally, they gave her a Hall of Fame award. Let's see. And this is the first time I've ever heard about board expiry after 15 years. And if that's the case, then how did Bob Iger remain on the board in a different position after 15 years? And they eliminated a board position. So just very strange. But I feel like I said, I feel like that this is the tipping point. They're definitely circling the wagons, would be my analogy, for trying to not allow any information out from that level. They're trying to stay firmly in control of the group of people that are controlling them and not let any of the secrets go into the world. Bilbo Swaggin, good to see you, my friend. I got 16-bit mascot. Thanks for checking out Carrie's stream yesterday. I saw you in there chatting away. I was checking in as I could, listening. Shrap 3D's out in the audience. Good to see you, my friend. Zachariah, good to see you, bud. Zachariah 315 is here. And let's see. Sander Hammerschlag, good to see you. There's only one reason. Well, two. I know what those reasons are. Bamagrad is here. Hello, my friend. Had a good week watching you. Well, thank you. Oh, I get to meet Critical Drinker Oh wow, you're going to Atlanta's Comic Con, huh? Last weekend of Feb. Whoo! I wonder if I could figure out how to get there. I don't know if I can. I think I'm supposed to be traveling. I think I'm going to be 2 states away in Florida, maybe. Shoot, I'll think about that. But thanks for being here, Bama Grad. I appreciate you, sir. Wonderful man. The lovely Sherry's here. Greetings. You know what's really interesting? If everybody looks at your avatar right now, for whatever reason, every time I see it, it's smaller before I bring it up on the screen. I'm thinking that's Snow White in my chat. Snow White in my chat. I don't know why. Mirrorsphere's here. Good to see you, bud. I'm glad you got a new phone. I hope everything's going well. Sean's here. Good to see you. I think I said that already. Ironcaster's here. Yeah. Wizards of the Coast lost this round. They're in big trouble. Piezo is threatening to sue if they try to revoke the open game license. Yeah. Thank you for your direct message today. Yeah, I did some more research here. You're on it. I think you're right. I think that OGL thing is really backed up on them. And again, the minute you start to tell creators we're going to take away, the thing that you've been using to make money for the last 20 some years and, develop on our backs, then we invited you to do that so that we could have additional content that we didn't have to do ourselves. There's a whole lot to this, but just make your own stuff, man. Like, as Comics said last night, Pathfinder, there's a lot of stuff out there that came about because people just started making their own stuff. You can't blame them at all. Really can't. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with this, but I'm going to have to. I knew they canceled their streams yesterday. I know they were going to do that one stream. I knew they canceled it. And whether or not you read through their verbiage for OGL 2.0 or whatnot, there's definitely something going on there. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about tabletop. So, yeah. And Turo, for whatever reason, I'm still having difficulty getting StreamYard and Rumble connected. So hopefully I'll have that resolved for next week. And thank you for looking for me over on Rumble. I do appreciate it. I would like to make sure I'm on all 3 platforms simultaneously, but that requires Odyssey to figure out whatever's going on with them to be figured out, because I was doing that and then it doesn't work anymore. Very strange. But yeah, and it's not like I'm technically challenged. I usually can figure this stuff out. So but we'll fight through it, and I would love to be on all 3 simultaneously. It'd be great. Yeah. I just want to hear the words Kathleen Kennedy and Victoria Alonso are gone from Disney. Well, I think Victoria Alonso's contract's in every 2 year, not in every 3 year, but I'm not sure. It's very strange. Naughty Monkey or Wrath. Good to see you, my friend. Izaj Melody is out there. I would love to meet the drinker, right, Channel Surf? Just great. E-Clay is here. What's up, E-Clay? E-Clay has been murdering me in the memes lately. It's really funny. Price of Reason, what's going on? To be fair, sometimes companies do have an expiration on board members. That's true. Usually 10 or 15 years. Yeah. In order to change it, they probably need to change some bylaws. Don't the rules are down at Disney, though? Yeah, I don't know. Price of Reason, I don't know. See, this is one of those weird things. Iger had 15 years as chairman of the board and CEO. He did. But they made it an executive chair, created a position, and then he was able to stay there another year and basically rule over Chapek. So Chapek really didn't get a fair shake. He was really literally in that job for like actually 10 or 11 months tops, right? Bananas. And, his official coming out party was in a letter that released after, the first of the year in 2021. 2022, this year, or this last year. Yeah, 2022. Man, the years just rolling by. But yeah, it was his first. He really wasn't in that job long. But some of that stuff, maybe, but I don't ever recall that rule coming into play ever before. And there were some long-term board members for Disney, so I'll have to look it up. But to be fair, like I said, if that's the truth, then somehow they navigated around it. To be fair, what's up, Rambam 3000? Good to see you. Hey, there's my buddy, the Rogue Attraction. I hope you're doing good, man. Love promoting you. You're great. TPC's here too. Wow, all the theme park folks are in. Good to see you. And there's my buddy, Drunk 3PO. Call me after the stream. I will. You betcha. You okay, man? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, Chapek was always a decoy. Indeed. Nana P, good to see you. Had high hopes for Chapek. The Hollywood machine is well oiled. No room for outsiders. There you go. Snowdub. Hey, what's up, buddy? Oh, and by the way, Drunk, I was actually going to reach out to you on the phone here. Yesterday, you seemed to be busy, so I'll check out. I'll check in with you in a little bit. Dark Winter, what's going on? Given this Hasbro definitely. So the 2.0 open game license doesn't sound well truthful at all. Yeah, I know. A lot of people aren't paying attention to tabletop right now, but I do. Not as much as I used to. I just don't play anymore. Used to. They put out a statement and say they're removing third party taking the creator's creation, but that's not going to be enough, right? Lots of people calling for canceling. Yeah, I know. D&D Beyond. I know. Hey, I'm Tax Shark. All right, we got to get started. We have to get started. 16-bit mascot shoots me a $5 super chat saying, "Hail, Mr. Casino." I mean, Casino. No, it's fine. Casio, Mr. Casio. That's funny. Always enjoy seeing you in various places. Cheers on this fine Friday. Well, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think Carrie was on her Fifi break earlier today. She was interviewing Epic Mike, so that'll be something I'll have to go back and watch because that'll be a lot. That'll be a good time. We got Pinochet's helicopter tours for $5 saying, "Is StreamYard the only software that shows comments at the bottom? If so, why? Maybe StreamYard is being strawmarred by YouTube to discourage alt tech." I'm not sure. I can't actually speak to that. I mean, I can move. I think I can move I think there's an ability for me to shift up when I highlight chats. I'm trying to find that. I think it's somewhere in the settings. I can also turn off display names or turn them on. I'm not sure where that falls, but yeah, there's something like that. Something in the settings somewhere. I don't know. I don't pay a lot of attention to that, but yeah. Piazzo is calling their new license ORC. It's a definite signal. Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, Disney was never creative. It buys creativity and assimilates it like the Borg. I think that's probably true, Sonder. I really do. Yeah. By the way, YouTube hasn't been pushing my videos that I'm interested in for about a month, sending me lots of other things. Yeah. A lot of people have said that they are getting some really weird notifications. Most of the time I just ignore them. And I actually just search out the creators on the regular that I like to watch whenever I stop seeing people that I'm missing. I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that they can't just lean into that. I think they're suffering from the same thing Twitter suffered from right before they were acquired by Mr. Musk. Okay, let's get started with the subjects. This is a good place to start. Thank you, Mr. Buttcrack Media. Let's do that. Velma's terrible program. We'll start with we'll just start here. We'll start with the dreadful honesty of the crowd that a lot of people like to call review bombing. Over at Rotten Tomatoes, if you take a look over there, which they for what it's worth, because Rotten Tomatoes definitely has serious flaws, owned by Fandango, et cetera, et cetera. But when you look at the ratings, this is not even telling you like the truth, because this is rated way too high, not just with the critics, which I tend to ignore, but with the average audience score, 8%. 8%. I don't know how it can be that high, because I think I spoke a little bit about this, excuse me, on a couple of streams. Let me get a sip of water. On a couple of streams. And within the first 30 seconds, you were smacked in the face with 3 patriarchy jokes. You move on from there, and there's some serious other stuff that happens as well. But, you're looking for top critics. The top critics are actually a lower score than all critics by 6%, right? 8% score for the average audience. Again, I think this is too high. You have a lot of stuff in there that I'm uncomfortable with. A lot of things are being pushed there. All of that. Mindy Kaling is obviously massively self-inserted in this. There's a lot of overly agenda-driven ideology stuff in here, neo-Marxist stuff in here that is it's offensive. Father Christopher Miller posted a picture today from on Twitter from just one scene in the show that is, that's going to be troubling. The boss asked me specifically, who is this made for? And she did that within the first 5 minutes of the show. Each episode's about 30 minutes or less in length. There was lots of very strange stuff here. There's like cartoon nudity very early on in this, for no reason. I mean, and of course they're calling out what they're doing at the same time, which is, very old-fashioned meta that does not, it just doesn't work. It never really did work. I mean, it was thought to be rather avant-garde or out of the box thinking or whatnot, but it's just very strange. I think a lot of you have noticed. Yeah. M-Tax is 8%, that high. That's what I think. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. Dang, 8%. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, HBO Max had the gall to raise its ad-free tier. Yeah, their ad-free tier went up a buck, right? It's going to be reflected. Most people will get billed around the 11th, so I actually did a short video on that. I think you're going to start seeing that as well. I'd made it right through the first episode of this show, so 24 minutes and change into this show, and I was immediately done. I'll never, unless somebody has some reason for me to watch this show. There's no reason for me to go back to it. It's that bad. And again, 8% is too high. When you look at the the trailers, they are downvoted to oblivion, right? They really are. See, here it is. Critics consensus. Jinkies. This radical reworking of the beloved mystery team has plenty of attitude and style, but doesn't have the first clue for how to turn its clever subversion into an engaging fun. And that's the thing. It's nothing but subversion. They know it. I know it. They know we know it. It's just garbage. And everywhere I've seen the reviews for this, by the way, they're quite the mixed bag. Let's just put it in those terms. And you even have sites questioning whether or not this was a review bomb. And somebody in the chat said it's like 2016 sensibilities in this show. Yes, that's probably what it is. I mean, if you look at this, and let me get John's comment pulled down here real quick. Velma review bomb explored amid low IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes scores. Well, it's terrible. This is written by this person, Christopher Weston. Right. Scooby-Doo, where are you? That's a good question. Not there. Not in this show. It's a very, very different kind of Scooby-Doo show, courtesy of Velma, an adult animated series developed by Charlie Grandy. It began yesterday. Right. Velma series currently holds incredibly low scores on aggregator sites like IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. At the time of this writing, has a 2.5 score based on 2,300 ratings on IMDb. It's currently 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Wait a minute. Didn't we just see 8%? Yeah, that's what I thought so. However, the critic score is based on 14 ratings and is considerably higher at 50%. No, see, and even he gets it wrong. Yes, based on 14 ratings, but top critics rate it below 50%, my friend. We just saw it, I think 44. Screen Rant is reporting that Velma is review bombed. How? It's not because of the diversity, folks. I mean, setting that aside, it's terribly, terribly written. Looking at reviews on IMDb, the one featured at the moment gives the series just 1 star and is entitled "One of the Worst Things I've Ever Seen." I can't believe how poorly written this show is, how mean spirited it is, and how much contempt it has for the source material. At least they're keeping Scooby himself out of this garbage. Yes. Yeah. And it's bonkers. And yes, this is true. Fred does get kneecapped by the lesbian mothers of Daphne. In the show, that are both detectives at the police department. Yeah, lots of weird tropes. Oh yeah, and Daphne is adopted. Yeah, still only 14 critics reviews. Yeah, I mean, look, you don't want to lose your credibility on a show like this, and in order to satisfy the woke mob, you don't want to be attacked. So those are 14 brave people bringing that score to 50%. Hey, Midnight's Edge Raid. Thanks for being here, folks. Appreciate it. That's bananas. Yep. Save the gingers, indeed. Hey, Karen at 82. Yeah, it's very strange. He does get kneecapped, and it's bad. And the other thing is too is that they like to make like an inky itty bitty package jokes because supposedly the Fred hasn't gone through puberty. Like you said, they really do strip away the team's identity for an origin story to reboot it into being started by Velma. So it's very strange. Another reviewer wrote a negative review that Velma has nothing to do with these characters. That's true. Another angry Scooby fan wrote, I watched the entire first episode and didn't laugh once, not even a chuckle. The jokes were so juvenile, so heavy-handed, and the premise so far removed from the original IP. Well, that's fairly thoughtful. Taking the wealth of reviews into account, the show's humor, jarring subversion of expectations for those familiar with the IP, diversity, and more have contributed to the mass of bad reviews. Yeah. This Norval character that is supposedly, Shaggy. None of this lines up, is all I'm saying. So, it's very strange. Again, you set the diversity stuff aside. Set the obvious, uh, uh, sexual exploitation stuff aside, which is what's happening in the show, by the way. The identitarianism, the neo-Marxism, set all that aside, right? If you can make a good show, I can probably not pay attention to some of that stuff, but that's not what happened. And again, they're doing their level best to subvert the original material, and that's just not good. Just not good. Yeah, this is the thing: review bomb and legitimate criticism. Very strange. Very strange. Velma was made for 1% of HBO viewers. Review bomb my buttocks. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Feliato says, Scoober Doober. Do, where are you? That's a good question. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? That's right. Casey Kasem is a true Shaggy. Zoink, Scoob. Or however that is. I'm not good at those types of voices. I'm just not. Fred got Kerrigan. That's right. Yeah, Robbie Knievel passed away. He was in hospice care for a period of time. It wasn't very long. He had very advanced cancer. So, yeah, I lost him. Lost a lot of people already early in January. It's bonkers. It truly is. What they are saying to the fans is bend over and take it. Yeah, Mr. Brett Crack Media. I think that's probably right. Hey, you have to believe that review bombing does happen. That's what's happened to Captain Marvel, even though it wasn't any good. You know what? I can't speak to that particular film. I can tell you my personal review of that film was it was god awful. My anecdotal observations were that the theaters were empty. including the one I went to see it in, which, you know, I don't think I commented all that much on the film, other than to say that it was bad. Instead of review bombing stuff, now you get stuff that just isn't even made, right? That doesn't fit in the narrative or the agenda, right, Darth? I think so. No issues of police brutality or inappropriate use of force here, I guess. No, again, I mean, Fred's white, right? Like I said, I was going to do a video on this, right? We talked about it. I set up the poll in the chat the other day when as to whether or not I would do a review or a live stream about it. And the majority of people out of the three choices, 38% said don't bother. I don't know. Just, I mean, it's low hanging fruit and it would definitely bring a lot of views to the channel. I have a feeling many of you would watch it. I mean, you're going to get my opinion right here. My opinion is this is a terrible show. It was awful. Truly. Executive producer Sol Leibowitz says, wasn't the biggest self-insert bombs of 2023 Spielberg's Fablemans? Did anyone other than Chris Stuckman see the film? I don't think so. I had no interest in it. I don't know why they made it, and I think there was a better version of that film somewhere. It just wasn't on the screen. Based on everybody's reports. Again, I haven't seen it. I can only speak about what other people tell me, and at that point it's secondhand. So take it as you will. Wow, this is rough. Michael Gonzalez says Scooby-Doo Triple X by Axel Braun is a better adult show than Velma. It's very weird, to be honest with you. We've seen that, right? More comic accurate costumes and stuff, better quality costumes coming out of those adult parodies. Yes, I agree. Very strange. Norval is Shaggy's first name and the pup name Scooby-Doo. So it's canon that his first name. However, that character is not Shaggy. Neither of those are representative of the character, to be sure. It is possibly a good show that is also progressive. This is true. Problem is that the current far left is regressive. Indeed. I think that's a correct assessment. Why continue to fight wars long won? Don't know. But again, if you caught the Midnight's Edge in the morning stream, and this is a fun conversation. I agree with both Script and Paul Chatto. Paul Chatto and Script Doctor. I agree with both of them. I think that this particular show was released on purpose to just make a point. This is terrible. It's going to get obliterated, and it will have lost us money. The whole point of running a corporation, folks, is profitability, increasing shareholder value. Seriously, a lot of people hold specific stocks for dividends. Disney used to be one of those until they suspended the dividend. A lot going on there. Oh, driving the school bus. All right, Floral, just be safe, brother. So Matthew Lillard never beat Kasem. They was supposed to have a shag off. Yeah. Man, Lillard did a great job in that role. Sorry. Truth. Matthew Sweet did probably the best cover of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You Ever? I didn't know that. I'll have to check that out. Thank you for that. Yeah, Lisa Marie passed away. She was suffering from health issues. She had a cardiac arrest, passed away at the hospital at the age of, I believe, 54. Not the best. I wasn't aware that she had issues. A lot of people are trying to say, or have said, I'm going to put it that way, that she had cardiac issues to her, in her family and all that. I'd be hard pressed to find somebody who doesn't have a family member that has some kind of cardiac issue, but it is what it is. Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2 says review bomb / criticism, cooperation, everything Trump. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's the changing of words, indeed. The redefinition of things. Hello. Do what is good for your channel. I will, Michael. I will. What's up, Fletcher Williams? Good to see you. Jordy is here. What's up, Jordy? And Dag is here. Look at all these great human beings. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Guys are amazing. Do hit the like button if you haven't already. Actually does drive traffic, folks. I watch it live all the time. Watch people's analytics shift. When they bring in the next batch of folks, people hit that like button. It changes things. It gets you into a recommend area. It does. Best Velma on video is Bobby Star. Okay. Hey, Vertical Horizons, like zoink, Scoob. I can't do it. I wish I could. All right, let's do this. We've got several other things to get to. I want to talk a little bit about the Disney thing, if you guys don't mind. You guys want to talk a little Disney? Larry, it name's so nice. Nice you say it twice, Larry. Let's do that. Jinkies. Zoink, Scoobs. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the Disney thing. Now, there is going to definitely be a proxy fight. There will likely be a vote sometime around the quarterly, which is coming up on February 8th. And you are going to see Peltz push really hard with his basically $1 billion worth of Disney stock. Probably going to band together with some other very wealthy individuals. I would suggest he and Loeb will get together, and possibly Thiel, who all the way back at the middle of the year in the summer was talking about getting back to, or circling corporations back to where they should be focused, like Disney, specifically Disney. So you got Thiel, you have Loeb, and you have Peltz, who are likely to get on board and start a proxy war. You're going to have 3 billionaires trying to get this company back where it needs to go. They're going to be fought on the other side by the slightly darker shade of slate company, with trillions of dollars in asset control, along with several of the others. Although Vanguard is stepping away from some bad behaviors. But we'll see how that goes. Let me get the story up here real quick. So Peltz lays out his case for Disney proxy fight and slams the Fox acquisition. And in that, he's not wrong. Indeed. You know what? I'm going to address this. Thoughts on Disney buying WWE? Can't spend $6 billion. I don't think so. In fact, I think, you hit on this the other day, Jacob, and maybe it was in private conversation when we were talking about it. But and thanks for the $2, man. Appreciate it. Says the Saudis are making him an offer they can't refuse. If that's did that evaporate? Because you seem to know a little bit more about that or not. But that Saudi investment group, if they can spend $8 or $9 billion, they're going to end up owning the WWE. Ownership just isn't just based on what the valuation is. You usually have to offer a premium, which is what Musk did. He offered a premium above the stock price. But I think that Vince McMahon is very interested in selling. Disney was the front runner. I'm not kidding. They really were the front runner for the WWE. They'd been looking to acquire that kind of thing for a long time. And what's funny is, and this just bear with me, Iger screwed up when he sold off the hockey team and the Angels. He had control of the future. And for everybody wanting to praise this guy for his acquisitions and all that, he has made some terrible business decisions. Again, the Angels and the hockey team, the Ducks, right? Those were terrible decisions. Again, I made a prediction based on information that was widely available. And again, with Disney being the front runner, fully expected them to buy it. They can't afford to pay $8 or $9 billion. Sorry. I know that sounds foreign to everybody out there, right? Because they wrote such a giant check for the Fox acquisition, which again, Peltz is talking about. I don't think Peltz would want them to do this. So those are my thoughts on that. I'd love to talk with you about that, Jacob. Maybe we can do that on Sunday night if you're going to come to the late night culture stream. I think we'll definitely have room to talk about it. Indeed. And, this is a good point. WWE is not worth $6 billion. Doesn't matter what it's worth, it's what somebody's going to pay. And again, it comes down to, if you buy something outright, it's cheaper than licensing it out for television use. And consider how much they are getting for their contracts every time they go out there. So when you look at the purchase price for any business, there's always a premium involved. And you look at what maybe 3 years, just depends on the business, but you look at, let's say, 3 years worth of what that business value would be, on top of what its valuation might be. That's usually what you end up paying. So, yeah. Hey, what's going on, Christopher Dominguez? Good to see you. Didn't they attempt to buy the Rams as well? Yeah. Yeah, there was a point in time where Disney wanted to own major sports teams. Don't blame them. There was a time. Now there's a time that the Saudis want to own major sports teams. Of course. I mean, it's like owning a Rolls Royce. It's not the best car. It's usually not the prettiest car, but it's a trophy. It's a prestige item. Billionaires own sports teams because they can. Let's be fair. Let's see. Culture other than prawn parodies, the best Scooby-Doo send-up parody was Venture Brothers. No, I'm not going to fight you. You're probably right. I'm probably right. I wouldn't fight anybody. You guys are awesome. Culture Casino. If we all in the stream put $10, we can buy WWE. Gosh, I wish. I still say Disney has a huge exposure to FTX. I'm going to suggest that allegedly this is a probability or possibility. I think it's better than the 50% bet at this point. Like I said, there is a lot of shenanigans going there. And I talked a little bit about this on multiple streams, right? There's a reason why the bankruptcy is sealed, as far as the creditors that are in trouble because of FTX. Yet some names still leak out, including, by the way, Peter Thiel, right? Because Thiel was tied to FTX, was just out there. And when you get that kind of money, who cares? But obviously somebody cares. And we already know that what's his name, spilled the beans over on CNBC. Gosh, I always forget that guy's name, about Iger being involved, and was quickly cut off, and the direction turned in the conversation on one of their talking head shows about the FTX thing. So I'm not suggesting it, because that would lead me to be culpable towards anything anybody wanted me to be culpable about. But I'm saying that in my estimation, there's a better than 50% chance that in some way Disney was involved with them, outside of, working with them on, some projects like Disney on Ice and things like that. So WWE is actually private to a certain extent. I agree with you, because of the controlling class of shares, or the shares of a particular class are primarily owned, overwhelmingly owned by Vince McMahon. So you're correct. In a sense, yeah. I think the part of the thing with the WWE deals, the Saudis, that I heard in the beginning of this breaking, is that Vince would be back in charge and at the helm of WWE besides the money. I'd heard that too. But again, I can't take Body Slam or any of these other things seriously when this story seems to not yet be settled and is still in flux. But I understand. $6 billion is way too much. Lucasfilm was $4 billion. You would be surprised. Again, it is worth what somebody is willing to pay. And you have to consider what it brings in every year, what those licensing fees are worth, and how much cheaper it would be to just buy them and put that up on your video. Honestly. WWE tried to venture into football. Yeah, that was Vince McMahon's failure. And it looks like it might be The Rock's failure too. I don't want to get into that right now, though, but there you are. If the Saudis buy WWE, I'm out. You're going to be surprised what they're going to be investing in the future then. Lots of stuff. Hey, what's going on, Canadian Spider-Man? Good to see you. We got another Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2. Thank you, my friend. Saying Disney, stay the course. There's money to burn still. Yeah, well, they're working on it. $6 billion could put Disney more in debt. No, that's the problem. Even if they spent 6, 8 billion, 9 billion, there's no room there. I mean, you're already in a position that a lot of analysts are telling you were over leveraged. You're going to get downgraded. That's not good. Anyway, back into the story real quick, and we'll get back to your comments after that. Oh wait, here we go. Sorry, one more thing. The Saudis could outbid everyone and take WW. I agree with you. But again, Disney was sitting in the front row until that point where the Saudis said, we want to buy it. All right. So Nelson Peltz of Trion Fund Management appeared on CNBC's Squawk on the Street to discuss his proxy fight. He laid out his case brilliantly. And if you subscribe to Cameron Pasha's Patreon, he actually shows the PowerPoint. Trion said it believes Disney lost its way, resulting in a rapid deterioration of its financial performance. There's no arguing that. Disney is opposing the activist investors' bid to join the board and recently named Mark Parker, the executive chairman of Nike, its next chairman. So they're taking a person who has been involved in a corporation that uses forced labor. Talked a little bit about this earlier. I've been talking about it for days, though. Yeah, Disney's down 0.46. I think this news is not looking good for them. Nelson Peltz on the Disney fight. We've already made an impact, but there is much more to do. I agree. Disney's facing a proxy fight. Peltz spoke on Thursdays on the Squawk Box, making his case for the fight. He raised issues with Disney's $71 billion acquisition of Fox. Terrible decision. And of course, the shareholder value that's eroded, diluted EPS, dividend issues, all kinds of things like that. To preempt what could be a messy proxy battle in opposing Trion, Disney Wednesday announced Mark Parker as the executive chairman of Nike that would become the new chairman of the board and will now have 11 members, not 12. The activist firm says it owns about 9.4 million shares, or approximately 900 million. I believe it's higher than that now, which was first accumulated a few months ago. Trion said Wednesday it believes Disney lost its way, resulting in rapid deterioration of performance. That was all in the subheadlines. So here's the grievances. They called out what it viewed as poor corporate governance on Disney's part, including failed succession planning, over-the-top compensation practices, which we know is true, and Disney's lack of engagements with Trion in recent months. In public filings Thursday, Trion listed its numerous meetings with Disney and its board members, beginning with then CEO Bob Chapek, Peltz, and their wives' lunch over in July. Meetings and correspondence between Trion and Disney ramped up in frequency in November, according to the filing. Hey, and then what happened? What happened in the middle of the night on a Sunday? Anyway, Peltz on Thursday said he only had a meeting with Disney's board that spanned about 45 minutes, but he never heard a response from them. A Disney representative didn't immediately respond to comment. Peltz also noted that Disney was open to making him a board observer, allowing him to sit in on meetings and give advice on operations, but without voting privileges. Remember when they tried to do that to Musk? How did that work out? Not well. Yeah, I just need to speak reasonably to these people and explain to them where they went wrong and what opportunities they're missing. People close to Disney told CNBC's David Farber they disputed Peltz's version, saying instead the company offered him the opportunity to enter an information sharing pact under a non-disclosure agreement, along with opportunities to meet with management and the board each quarter. Disney did not offer him the ability to sit on the board meetings. The people added, whoa, calling him a liar. Also not a good strategery. Iger made a surprising return to Disney's helm, obviously for that reason. And that was just following a poor earnings report. We're about to have a couple of poor earnings reports in a row from Disney, I would expect. But Parker's taking over from Susan Arnold. Yeah, Trion also called out Disney's streaming strategy. I mean, this thing's all over the place, but he's not wrong. He truly isn't wrong. I have a feeling that there's going to be some changes. I really do. Yeah, Thunderduck. That selling the ducks was dumb. Yep, it was really, really dumb. So the Saudis buying the WE is actually a good thing. Saudis for larger than life characters. I agree, Christopher Dominguez, but the question's always going to be, What'll happen with the formats? Will there be changes in some of the operations, things like that? And to me, if somebody wants to buy something, they buy it. If they're successful with it, they're successful with it. I don't get. But then again, I mean, as long as the storylines improve, I guess it doesn't matter. When Super Mario Land opens, how much impact will it have on Disney money-wise? Well, the Hollywood version of Super Mario Land is opening or has opened in California to some extent. But when it opens up in Florida, it's part of a massive plan that's not just that one particular area, because then it's just technically a land in that park, because that whole park is going to be called Epic Universe, and there will be much more to offer there, including Universal Monsters, additions to the Harry Potter universe, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's going to be quite big. How does one lose several billion in 3 years? I mean, something feels odd. Well, Peltz pointed out that over the course of, like, I think it's 22 months, that Disney was technically losing about $2 billion in valuation for 22 months. So it stretches over a long period of time. Yeah, I know Logic's finest. I know. Yeah, FTX, Congress, Disney, Ukraine. Yeah. Oh, Kevin O'Leary. Thank you, Olaf. That's correct. That's right. That's who that guy is. I can never remember his name. He was on that dumb TV show with the Mavericks owner talking about buying people's businesses, like, all right, business ideas or whatever. Let's see. At this point, does Lucasfilm seem worth the $10 billion they paid for it? I'm not sure they paid that much money for Lucasfilm. I think it was $4.4 billion. I think they made it slightly bigger offer for that than they did for Pixar or Marvel. I can't remember which. I think maybe it was Marvel at that point. But the acquisition of Lucasfilm, they started setting money on fire there too. They have never recovered what they've spent on that. It's not even close. It's kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. Honestly. JF says only way for Disney to pay $6 billion is if $5.9 billion of it is in shares. Yes, that's true. It's funny that DC is shoddily rebooting their universe. It's probably forcing Disney to rethink their MCU future and shake things up. It's also fun to watch them squirm to find an audience. Yeah, I've been enjoying that a lot. Look, if they hadn't acquired Fox, they wouldn't have Cameron right now with his, $2 billion earning Avatar 2 film, which again still surprises me because it's nothing but flash over substance. But my opinion. Oh, okay. I'll check this out. Thank you, Christopher Dominguez. Technical Work Rate Productions. I'll check it out. Thank you. Radioactive. Bottom line, no buy signal for Disney stock. I think a lot of people are bailing. And again, I mean, I was pretty spot on within $1 or so of what the good buy point would be for Disney prior to it bouncing back upwards. But I don't know. I mean, what would be the sell point if it's headed back downward? And again, I'm not a financial expert professional. Just happen to pay attention because there's money there, and I like money. I like making money, and and I don't offer advice on this channel, but I'm just saying, what would be the sell point if it's headed back down? Good question. Pino says helicopters for $5. Says I encourage Saudis buying teams, so no one will be able to afford going. That they will be giving tickets away. Stick investors with junk products. Well, yeah. The airing of grievances. That's right. That's what Peltz was doing. Exactly. Sensei Blake says, I have arrived. Welcome to me being here. All right, well, welcome. Cool avatar. John Spole's going shopping. All right, be safe. Let's see. Mecha J, Disney, Civil War. Well, look, I mean, it's not necessarily. If everything that's being reported is to be believed, and I have no reason to not believe what some of the people are saying that I have a solid track record. You have a lot of people headed out the door. And I've said it. I've been saying it this whole week. I think it's going to be there's going to be a lot of red ink, red blood at Disney. I think Jason over at Sci-Fi for Me TV said specifically that in his conversations with Neon, that that's from Clownfish TV, by the way, that Disney's kind of headed for a death rebirth cycle. I think that's probably true. Let's see. AJ's here. What's up, AJ? Listening while waiting to pick up my son from school. That's awesome. Just be safe. Driving's difficult. The reason why the media hates the Saudis buying entertainment is because it takes away their control. I agree with you. And the ability to push an ideology. That's true. And the Saudis will not push the agenda. You're right. Hey, Hillis Mallory here says younger wrestlers and older guys getting other jobs within instead of rotating roster of people like now. Yep. Yeah. James Villanueva says, Midnight Edge in the morning didn't auto redirect. Bad, Tom. Catching up at 50% speed. Oh, that's all right. I don't think it's done intentionally. It's hard to do the redirect, and I think it was Andre who launched this stream today. Hillis Mallory for $2 says, thoughts on Puss in Boots and how good it is. Meh. Better than a lot of the stuff that's coming out of Disney. Look, there's a reason why, Hillis, that Disney's lost 4 consecutive years to Universal in the animation department. And with the new stuff on the horizon, I have no reason to believe it won't be a 5th straight year. And this is an interesting thing. Universal is seriously leaning into Illumination Studios and the Minions and anything that's Minions related. I think that they missed an opportunity, Universal, early on to seriously take advantage of Shrek and possible spinoffs there and similar products there. I don't think they're missing anymore. I think they kind of have a handle on what they need to do. Yeah, Shark Tank. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, I don't care about the names of those shows. It just doesn't store up here. 16-bit mascot for 350 says, cheers to culture and this chat. Keep it real, guys. No, cheers to you for being here, and thank you for the $3 super chat. I do appreciate it, my friend. Yeah, Disney pictures. Yeah, 4.1 billion. I know it was something like that. Disney overpaid for Fox by 30 billion at least. Comcast drove them up. That's right. Comcast Universal drove that price up. It's 100% right. Trying to scroll through, guys. Sorry, I'm skipping through. Hey, what's going on there, Six? I'm not really skipping you on purpose. Dave Pob! Good to see you, bud. I got a lot of great people drop. Hey, Accidental Tourist is here. A lot of people dropped in while I was chatting with y'all. Liam McNeil is here. Disney's reputation is taken in such a hit that I don't think Little Mermaid's music is going to save it. I don't know. I think we'll have to see. I think people are just, I'm going to say this. People are getting tired of live action remakes. And the people that have been fooled into taking their kids to go see animated classics that they enjoyed that are now live action, I think they're starting to feel that too. Business is a game of strategery. That's true. I see why culture enjoyed Civilization gaming wise. Yeah. I like to recognize patterns. And I enjoy game theory and all of that. I see a lot of patterns in a lot of different things. It's one of the reasons why sometimes, and I said this to Carrie Smith. I don't know if I said it during the interview portion, but I kind of like to lead people from point A to point B through stuff. And when I mean that, I just saying I like to connect the dots. There are some people who you see what's going on, and there's some people that don't. And On the off chance somebody doesn't see two events sometimes being connected, I like to connect them. It sounds kind of jerk facey of me, but it's true. I like to see the connections and things and the overlap of stuff because it's there. It truly is. Lots of connections, lots of different ways. Got a $2 super chat from Hillis Mallory again. Thank you, Hillis. Appreciate it. The main question is, when will Disney leave Cali? I'd say 5 years. And that's gosh, I can't remember the name of the development, but there's a tech area that's being developed in the northern Orlando or around Orlando or just outside of Orlando. That a lot of they were intending to move a lot of their operations to, including Imagineering. So there's that. A red wedding at Disney would probably be appropriate. It's getting close, dude. I'm serious. I really am. Blackie is there. Good to see you, my friend. Yep, 2023 death and rebirth of Disney, most likely. Just hope the rebirth will be with an improvement that backs. Yep, I agree. Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2 says Disney is a hashtag to Florida now. I love chaos. It is. Or hostage, excuse me, hashtag. Why did I read? I'm turning into comics division, everybody. Can't read. Disney's a hostage to Florida now. I love chaos. There's a lot there, bro. There's a lot. There was never going to be debt placed on those counties. And DeSantis essentially threatened the somewhat iffy governance in those two counties and the mayor of Orlando, Buddy Dyer, right? With don't even try to push that that people are going to be levied greater tax because of this, because it ain't true. Since today is the 13th, do you have any plans to watch Friday 13th film? I love those films. I don't think I have time today. I have several obligations. Fridays are usually somewhat busy. I have an interview that I'm going to be doing. I have an important phone call to make as well. And then after that, I've got at least 3 videos to do. But if I do find time, who knows? I love those films. I love Halloween. We're going to get around to Megan in a second. That's kind of a good segue. So I'm going to leave that hanging there for a second and say, just to remind me. Let's see. There you go. I see things. That's true. But not like Velma does in the stupid show. Larry, the name's so nice you say it twice. Larry. Don't watch that show. Stunt Brad. Okay, sorry. Get excited. In 2014, Disney announced talks to close Euro Disney and Japan Disney after COVID. Disney claims the parks were a profit leader, even though they were half empty. Creative accounting. A lot of creative accounting there. They have no way to close Japan Disney. That's not them. That's Oriental Land Company. So wherever that source was, their Logic's finest, I don't know where they were kind of talking out of their hat. Euro Disney, they managed to leverage away control of because of the partnerships that they had with the government and some such industries there in France. They managed to leverage that control back away, which allowed them to do some redevelopment at those parks, which improved things. The person that should have taken control of Disney after Iger was the lady that was running things at those particular parks, or the Parks International. And I cannot remember her name, but she would have been a far better choice for CEO of the company, and likely would have made much better decisions and would have navigated some of the mines that Chapek decided to walk over. Be that as it may, we are where we are. But as far as Euro Disney, that would have been really the only place that would have had major influence. And a lot of that there was some, like I said, there was some intrigue between the government and their partners in France with Euro Disney. But Japan Disney, Tokyo Disney Sea, and Tokyo Disneyland are both owned and operated with only an agreement with Disney. It's Oriental Land Company. Disney is in a losing partnership in China with their 2 parks there between Shanghai and Hong Kong. So, yeah. This is an interesting statement. The taxation structure in Florida is more favorable. They will never move all of their operations there, but the question is, will they keep their headquarters in Burbank or not? It's a good question. Um, the tax breaks currently enjoyed by Disney are largely in film and television production, courtesy of the packages and the more recently renegotiated package that was put in place with Gavin and his folks, released in the latest budget. Latest budget there moved from about $100 billion surplus to significant shortfall. I think I did a video on this week. And they're not even sure exactly if that shortfall is even close to accurate. It could be much, much worse. Especially since the tax base there has been eroding. Businesses have been leaving California. People have been leaving California. The one percenters who make up the largest base of taxpayers in California have been leaving California, or at least changing residencies. So we'll see. We'll have to see. But they could move operations anywhere they want to. Most of these mega corp, international corp concerns can move anywhere they want. Doesn't mean they'll be excluded from paying the taxes that are associated with operations, but it is what it is. Jin Wong for $5 Australian says, Sai, if the last 3 years showed us anything, it's most people cannot make the connections together and put two and two together. Seriously, facepalm. Well, I mean, like you said, I mean, it's sometimes it's hard to see. I mean, that's why I appreciate, this is weird, but I appreciate other people putting other things together that I haven't. I like watching, like Cameron puts stuff together that I never would have stitched together. And, a Mexican Iron Man will stitch stuff together. A lot of it comes with what you've experienced in your life, especially in business, in your business life. You've seen things, you've seen patterns. A lot of people don't understand, some of the stuff that it's just because they've never had any interactions with it. And it's just, like I said, it's your profession kind of also leads you down different decision-making process trees, to be sure. I've been following the Disney parks closely since 2011. Disney is a creative account. They've been using creative account forever. Yeah, they're trying to hide the FTX exposure. Would it surprise me? I'm gonna state it this way. Would it surprise me that they were seriously involved in FTX? No, the parks aren't making money the way they used to, but they're still making some money. It's still a rite of passage, but it's for a lot of families. But maybe it's a one and done sometimes. And with all of the more appealing options and the newer projects being put together by Universal right now, including putting a new theme park in the dead center of Texas, which will likely expand, starting out with a more a kid-friendly park initially in Pierce, right? Pierce, Texas. That Disney was going to follow that strategy. They abandoned it. They were just going to keep the coast. Universal's now going to take over two opportunities, one in Vegas with Hollywood Horror Nights permanent installation, which is going to appeal to a lot of people, folks, and and with a new theme park in Texas. So there's a lot there. There's a lot there. Let's see. Thanks, Scott Cook. Appreciate your time, my friend. Be safe. That was probably 20 minutes ago. I'm so far behind on the chat, guys. I'm so sorry. But I like talking to you guys. I don't, I've set aside articles. These are conversations you want to have. I want to have them with you. I do. Shanghai Disney is forced labor to wind down. Yeah. You're seeing, this is a conversation for a video I think I'll have in the near future. Vertical Horizons. I really am. Thank you very much, Stumprat. You're awesome. Who else is around? Shanghai Disneyland. Womp womp. There you go. Which is weird because, I probably have told this story before. You guys want to hear a story? Culture story time? Let's do it. I turned 50 not that long ago. I had planned for my 50th birthday a massive international vacation. There's going to be a celebratory of that. The boss and I and maybe some family members would join at certain points. But the itinerary was to make a brief stop in Hawaii to try to time acclimate and get the clock half reset. Continue the flight to from there after a few days to Tokyo, and for fun, stay in one of those capsule hotels just for one night, just to see what it was like, and then move to one of the Disney hotels at Tokyo Disney and do a few days there in those two theme parks, right? And then do some other touristy things there. Visit places that I've wanted to see, like Okinawa and stuff like that, and then travel northward and join a tour group for Shanghai Disney, Hong Kong Disney, a tour of the wall, and a few other things. And then 2 surprise stops that I was not going to be informed of that would be picked by someone else. And then a stop back in Hawaii to reacclimate to time, and then a trip back to the States. That was the plan. Global crisis happened, and I'm better for it. Because despite the fact that I wanted to make that trip and do it all in one big foul swoop and spend that money, that I would probably still be, looking at the credit card bill, shaking my head right now. But it was going to be to have that experience for a present for myself. I was going to enjoy that. If you ever get the opportunity, the Tokyo parks, Tokyo Disneyland, and again, those are Oriental Land Company, by the way, that get the majority of the money there. But OLC and operate Disneyland the way Disneyland would have looked to Walt at a certain point in time, although a little bit more advanced with some newer attractions. But it is very Disneyland alike. It is. It's what Disneyland used to be. And then of course, Tokyo Disney Sea is the most surprising theme park you probably ever visit. But again, grateful that didn't happen. Because the financial expenditure it would have been silly. I mean, now that I look back on it, I'm like, I'm a little older. Maybe that would have been dumb, but because it would have contributed to some of the stuff that's happening around us. So, circumstances sometimes work out. But anyway, that's a little bit of a story about the 50th birthday party I was throwing for myself that I didn't get. Anyway, with all due respect, he's spreading misinformation. Just saying. I'm not sure what that's referring to, but that's cool. Socialists are always bad at math. I don't know. Like I said, I just how do you go from? I'm not going to get into California budget. It's just bad. Let's see. We got what's up, Camobot Killer for $5. Good to see you, my friend. I hope that the general public will start becoming more critical of movies and studios put out with garbage or feces. I'm going to use that word, feces. They've been forced to watch. So say no to feces. I agree with you. I say no to feces all the time. I have a flush on my toilet. Hey, Jerry Mendoza's here. Good to see you, Jerry. What's up, buddy? Chaos theory, yes. Okay, sorry. Let me get started. Hillis Mallory for $5 says, have you kept up with the OGL controversy? We talked about it right at the beginning of the stream, Hillis. I've tried to. To me, it's no one can disabuse me of the idea that this was their way of seizing control. We've seen this happen a lot with these newer approaches to business, right? To cut out the people that have license. Let me throw Filmora out there. Filmora recently was called on the carpet by some very large creators because they changed a policy that stripped those people of their lifetime licenses to utilize the software. They paid a premium price. They were granted those licenses. They tried to take them away. The OGL 1.0A, I think, I could be wrong on the lettering there, but they want to replace with this new OGL 2. And a lot of people are getting rid of the D&D Beyond thing because they kind of moved around that. And Paizo, I don't know how to say that anymore, announced their own open RGP or RPG license for their own publishing and joined by others. Yeah. Look, I mean, wanting to strip people of the funds they make from being creative on behalf of them in support of their business seems like a dumb way to go about doing things. I'm not thrilled with this. They were going to make a public announcement. I got that information from my friend Ironcaster today. Thank you for that, Ironcaster. And I knew they canceled something from their schedule, but they canceled a meeting to talk about it yesterday, from my understanding. So, and that's as far as I've been able to keep up with it because I've been otherwise occupied, unfortunately. But look, I'm honor your agreements that you make. Honestly, please, please. Hey, dearest, good to see you. Hello, listening at work. Well, thank you for being here. Pinochet's helicopter tours for $5. Thank you for that, my friend. Turnaround at Disney will take 10 years minimum. That's true. I agree with you. I think I've said that like explicitly recently that it would be a decade. Here in reality, hope is not a strategy. This is true. Their sparks of hope are just crumbs. Don't settle for crumbs. No, don't settle for crumbs. Look, it no matter what at this point, and this I'm going to reiterate this one more time. I think I've said this multiple times in the last year. If they turned around when they were starting to indicate they were turning around, it would still be 3 or 4 years for any of these studio companies to get back to where they are, which is how we ended up with Velma being dropped on HBO Max a couple days ago, and that thing's trash. It's trash. Velma, like I said, I mean, we covered at the beginning of the show, it's garbage. Velma's probably the worst thing I've subjected myself to in a long time. And I only watched 30 minutes of it, which is the first episode. And I think that if as we're speculating that was done on purpose by David Zaslav to make a point well made, right? We can't lean into this crap. Peter Thiel was calling this out in the summer, which is why he was trying to group together with other billionaires to try to take some control in Disney. I think we need to do that if we want to see a turnaround. But again, turnaround's a decade away because Disney's going to be the last one to turn their boat around. So I agree with you, Pinochet. It's going to be a long time. It'll be 4 or 5 years just for their film slate alone. Their television development, they're so antiquated in how they handle things. They're supposed to be aligned in one of the swiftest change organizations that were ever built. Well, they took all that out of there. There is no Disney difference anymore. It's it's anyway. Not going to get into it, but thank you for that, and I agree with you. So, am I going to go and check out the Mario World Attraction Universe? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. In fact, I'm going to try to meet up with some folks and do that. And I'm going to enjoy every minute of it, indeed. Oh, member chat in my DMs. Thank you, Six. You are the best around. Nothing's ever gonna bring you down. You're the best around. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Darren Hughes, thank you, my friend. One of my mods as well for 7 months of member says culture. That's something we have in common. I like to watch for patterns. I can't even help seeing them. Good thing I enjoy it. Happy Friday the 13th. Well, happy Friday the 13th to you. And Six, you are golden. Love you. All right. Let's see. Don't worry, culture. Odin is always 30 minutes behind in chat. Yeah, I love Odin for the same reason, right? I mean, Odin is a conversationalist. I like to engage with you guys. Just better for everything. Better for all of us. Love you guys. Capsule Hotel does not sound like fun. Oh, they're cool as heck, man. They're really cool. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed story time. Stay in a coffin hotel. That's kind of what they are, right? They're really kind of cool, though. Honestly, I guess I'm weird. Capsule hotels are better than the Galactic Star Cruiser LARP motel. I agree with you. It is the weirdest thing that people are paying to stay in a windowless cement box, right? That's barely themed, barely has interactivity in it, and is stuck into 2 different timelines and scripts. An experience that's so boring that oftentimes people leave to go to the theme park. So there you My main can't be contained by a mere capsule. Thank you, Yaknomino. Pink Floyd, The Wall. Oh, I know. I love that song. It's kind of MRIE. MRIE? That's not right. It's kind of like an MRI. There we go. Yeah, Hong Kong Disney's. Someday I'll reveal all the stuff I've done and everything else and all that. There you go. I've been there a few times. There you go, Drunk. Drunk's awesome, dude. Do you guys watch Park Hoppin'? Because Drunk's travel channel is fantastic, and then Jay's got his own personal travel blog channel, which I think is great. Walking the Planet. Check that out, Jay Walking the Planet. He's got a secret Avatar channel as well, and that's always fun. I love Jay's passion for the world of Pandora. I think I think that's one of the best things Disney's done in a long time is the physical representation of an area of Pandora in their theme park. It still bothers me that the third attraction wasn't built, but it is what it is. Yeah, Tokyo Disney Seas is amazing. So. Oh, here we go. 16-bit mascot for $5 says, hope you all kicked butt this week and have a great weekend. You bet, 16-bit. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate that. Been doing good, I think. Been trying. You guys are the best. Fat Ellis says, did you at least go to Chuck E. Cheese for your birthday? I love Chuck E. Cheese. I'm weird, though, right? You know, again, one of my favorite things in the world. Hey, Jay and I together on a trip, I could see that happening. I could. I kind of want to go on one of his missions, one of his his travels to foreign countries to do work. I miss doing that. I miss doing missions like that. I really do. Let's see. Colskina, regarding the California tax topic you were discussing with Darth. Oh, yeah. Like you said, I mean, I pay very close attention to what states are doing and where they're falling. And again, it's disturbing when states fall into pits for a little while. It happens. All states have gone through it. You're going to have that. Shortfalls are going to show up because tax revenues shifted. Priorities in the state shift. Infrastructure is a problem. Federal infrastructure has been way behind, but it is what it is. I've been to Chichen Itza in Cancun. Yeah, outside of Cancun, I've been to Chichen Itza back when you could actually not only walk the outside of the pyramid, but actually go inside the sacred chamber. I think I have pictures from in there. God, that's a long time ago. Paizo. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. Yeah. Camo Bot Killer once again for $2 says, I'm watching AV2 for 4 days in a row. Different versions. Really? All right. Let me know what you think. Culture, Thelma needs to get Louise and drive off a cliff. There you go, Stunt Pratt. I like that thinking. Oh, sorry. I'm scrolling faster. If I skip past your comment, guys, please don't be mad at me. I'm so far behind on everything. Culture Capsule Hotel is that a Dragon Ball thing? No, it literally is kind of like sleeping in a cube, like an enclosed bunk bed situation. Some of them like have the bed like shoot out like an MRI. There's a lot of different kinds of fancy hotels. They even have some adult behavior hotels in Japan. So there's some weirdness there. Hey, Victor Fontaine is here. Good to see you. Just finished up work, starting the weekend with a little Friday Preflight. Well, I'm glad you're here, my friend. I really am. Oh man, dude, I love you. You know that. Jay's so great. Such a good guy. Really good man. Master Sidearm says, late to the party today. Well, I'm glad you're here anyway. The cure for Velma season 2 is season 2 of the Bad Batch. No. Really? That's good? Is it really good? Somebody tell me, Master Side, are you being serious? Is it good? I'd like to get something good. Ooh, Salvador Dali Museum in St. Petersburg, Florida. Go to Florida. Florida's great. Ask Jay. Ask many people. Ask many people out there. Yeah. I love my time in Florida. I love spending my time in Florida. I love being in Florida for extended periods. Yeah. Yeah. Federal infrastructure has always been a horrid, corrupt mess. Recently, especially. Do you realize how much money they're spending to tear down a roadway? I don't even want to go there. Ooh, Copper India says, I'd still like to visit the pyramid of Kukulkan. Kukulkan. And I actually think I said that properly. I practice on some of that stuff. Yeah. So you see in the future, will you travel to third world countries like New Jersey and promote good hair care? I will try. Some of those girls spend weeks teasing their hair before they go out. I don't know. Just constantly creating split ends and okay. I'll do that. SimCity has taught me that raising taxes doesn't necessarily mean a rise in revenue. That's right, Hillis Mallory can cause all kinds of problems, loss of productivity, all kinds of issues. Indeed. Yeah. Who else is saying stuff? Oh, Maestro's here. Have you seen James May, Our Man in Japan? No, but I'll check that out. I'm gonna screenshot this. I don't see my pen. I can't take notes. Screenshot. Okay. Okay. Bad Batch is pretty good. Okay, very good. Oh, and Master Adam says he's serious. Okay, very good. All right. Bad Batch story is weaker than season 1. Okay. I just want good stuff. You know, I watched one episode of Wednesday and it was intriguing. It's marked on my to watch, but I haven't gotten back to it. F&T is so late. Well, that's okay. I'm just going to keep going. I'll end when I want to end. God, that's right, Uncle Remus. Oh, it did. I'm gonna have to. You know what, Master Sidearms. I'm definitely gonna check it out, see where it's at. That 70s rock fan. How's it going, Brian? What's all this about eggs I'm hearing? Well, we're having an egg shortage. There's many reasons for it. Some of it seems rather willful. I can't dive into it more explicitly on this channel, but I guarantee you on Monday, over on Yelling at Parked Cars, this is a subject that will get a lot of intense scrutiny and conversation. So there you are. Elizabeth Young says, those women are nuts. Or my hair tied back anyway. Yeah. It's funny. I try to give men who are going to grow their hair, I try to give them lessons. One of them is you only put your hair back for work if you're in public. And when you're in public outside of that, you put your hair up to ride a motorcycle and to ride a horse. That's it. Rules are simple. Radioactive says, "Oh, it's okay. I watch FNT and culture at the same time." Well, I appreciate that. Saturday morning leggings. Woohoo! There you go. Come to Germany, indeed. Yeah. I know you've got theme parks, indeed. Plus, it'll give me a chance. I need to brush up on my German. I really do. Was one of the 2 foreign languages that I learned in school. So I need to get back and practice because it was garbage now. I guarantee you my comprehension would be low and my I'll need to recover the accent that I have too, because I picked up mine was from Schleswig-Holstein. Yeah, I guess. And again, this is if it's in service of your job, like being an auto mechanic, you definitely pull your hair back, or being a machinist, you pull your hair back. But in public circumstances, you just don't do it. Yeah. You guys are talking about the bird flu. It's not it. There's more things going on than that, and that's what I'll say. HM's like, screw brushing up on German. Like I said, the language I loved, and I thought it would be like a gateway for me to learn to speak some other foreign languages, more guttural languages, um, like Norse and Swedish. Swedish was going to be really important, so because I was going to connect with some family members there, and I was considering all this in high school. So this is how long ago I was considering all of these things. I'm weird like that. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? There you go. Time to listen to Rammstein. Then there you go. Rammstein. Rammstein. Mike says, my hair is so pulled back I went bald. Awesome. You guys want me to cover one more story? We've only got about you know what? It's fine. We'll wrap it up. Japanese is awesome. Boku wa kami no shita do. Anybody who speaks Japanese can be like, what did he just say? Du hast nicht. You want to learn Esperanto. That's the High Germanic languages. English is Lower Germanic. Yep. More stories. I got a bunch of stories, but let's just real quickly. Let's just wrap with Avatar because I feel like I need to. I always like to come clean when I'm wrong, and it happens. And I didn't believe that Avatar would reach $2 billion, and I will say I was wrong. We're going to look at the numbers from the numbers. Avatar: The Way of Water for 2002 is $1,752,335,026. Can't fight it. It's kind of a bummer. But it is the way of the world. And again, I was one of those foolish people. I'm like, there's no way this is still as relevant as it was before. And it turns out I was wrong. But again, it's the international box office leading the way here. Here in the States, $528 million, right? Internationally, 1.2. There's a decent chance that this will be a 3-to-1 ratio at the end of this. China's box office is driving the news at $200 million, followed by France at $108 million, Germany with $93 million, and they're having some economic weirdness over there. I'm kind of worried. South Korea, $87 million, United Kingdom, $69 million, India, $54 million. In fact, India right now, from what I'm to understand, this number surpassed Avengers Endgame to become the number one box office number in India ever in history. It's overperforming the cone. Now, see where it was? How did it all of a sudden overshoot the cone? Right? In domestic. How? It's a good question. Good question. Copper Indio, did you just put kanji in the chat? You guys are so awesome. Yeah, Swedish and German are related. So is Dutch. Yeah. I could probably say this, but it would probably get me in trouble, Eclay. Tina says, I'm so sad I haven't traveled outside the US except for 4 hours in Canada. Oh, that's a bummer. You should at least visit some parts in Mexico. And no matter what anybody tells you, Colombia is beautiful. Costa Rica is gorgeous. If I were going to retire way down south, it would be Costa Rica. It's beautiful. The boss and I know people that operate a hotel in Thailand. That's always been a consideration. Is it Thailand or Philippines? I don't know. I think it's Thailand. Anyway, I haven't had a chance to check out everywhere I want to go in the world either, and it's not because I don't have opportunity. I just don't take advantage of it, which is dumb. Take advantage of your opportunities, folks. You only live once. I haven't spoken German since my first time in college. I'm sorry about that, Jason. If you wish to learn Klinen, oh, cool. I can help you out. Oh, sweet. But when we get back to this, I look at it. I look at it. I'm like, this is beyond the curve. And again, I really did believe that it was pacing along with Top Gun Maverick. And just for fun, let's take a look and compare it to Top Gun Maverick. So Avatar is trending above it. The question is, will it finish above it? I don't know. We'll see. I think it's going to reach 2 billion Shadow Dragon. I don't think we're at any danger of it doing that. Yeah, I just thought it was going to be, I thought it would be 1.5 billion, 1.7, but it's already there. So it's already beyond that. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't mind being there. I'd be in there. And I think you're right, Darcipio. I think the lack of competition. I mean, consider this. I mean, think about this last weekend. I mean, Megan did really well, and I thought it was a good film. And again, if you've watched my my overall rating, which is relatively spoiler free, it's an entertaining film. So I have a feeling that horror films going forward are going to be very popular for studios because they really do make money on a very. You make a film for $12 million that's already crossed $50 million in the first weekend. You're in the gold. You're in the gold. Copper Indio's laughing at me. Guys are awesome. Islaj Melody suggests that Avatar earned $1.5 billion on nostalgia, but you need a good storytelling to get you across the breach. I think that's also true. Yeah. Camelbot Killer for $2 says culture. Mexican Iron Man was right. Strong father figure. Yeah. I believe Mikey. I really do. And Chris. I just can't imagine people going back to see that again and again. I do hear that it's rather beautiful, though. Oh, you watched RRR? Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I highly recommend it to everybody. I recommend it to everybody. The fact that that isn't a serious Oscar contender for Best Picture is frustrating to somebody like me. I think that's probably right. The Christmas holiday boosted Avatar 2. Bucked the usual norms. Yes, it did. Yeah, it really did. Yeah, a lot of people, I think, suggest Costa Rica. It's excellent. The population, it's beautiful. The population there is incredibly friendly. Opportunity there is wonderful. You're close enough to Panama. There's a lot of opportunity to travel across the country in a very short period of time. It's just amazing. Is the fact that 3D and IMAX tickets cost more taken into consideration? Okay, so this is a conversation that I love to have. Premium large format, PLFs. And this is something that Valiant Renegade does an excellent job of breaking down. Those are the largest contributing factor to this. It doesn't matter to the studios how the money is made, how the sausage is made. It's what their take is going to be. So they would prefer everybody see it in PLF. So yeah, I mean, it might be taken into consideration, but it's not weighted. We're not weighting it. Like, we're not weighting, standard screen 3D versus IMAX. We're not doing that, or 4DX even. Maybe we should, but it comes down to ticket sales, right? I would suggest that even if this film, and which will likely finish in the top 5 easily, probably the top 3, I will suggest that if this film does do that, it's not, it still may not be as successful compared to Inflation as the first film. Let me suggest that. I would also suggest that it had sold considerably fewer tickets overall to get to the point it is at now. I think you've lost over a third of the audience to go see films anymore for a myriad of reasons. And I think in the case of the new Marvel films, you've lost half the audience. And I think that's probably also true for the Star Wars. That's just my speculation, though. Yeah, that's the butts and seats numbers. That's right, 6. That's, I think, what we need to go pay attention to. Learn Klingon, says Morgan King. Well, there you go. Probably should. M Tax Shark says, have a great weekend, Culture Casino. Thanks. No, thank you. 6 is being a smart aleck. It already came out. It's very good. Hey, why Destroyers here? What's going on? RRR didn't meet their diversity quota. I guess not, Ajaj Melody. I don't know. What did 70s say? 70s set off Stud Brat. Oh, okay. You guys are chatting in the chat. All right, very good. All right, we're gonna wrap it up, folks. I really, I gotta get going. I gotta go check out what FNT's doing. I have a phone call to make, and I got videos to record. I did have several other stories to talk about. A Prince, I have a Prince Harry story I want to cover. It's probably gonna have to wait till Sunday at this point. So you're not gonna want to miss Sunday late night culture if you can check the show. I'll try to start off with that one. It is bonkers, I say. Oh, those crazy Royals. All right. On that note, I hope everybody has an incredible weekend. I didn't get the credits re-rendered out, so it's going to take me probably the balance of the afternoon. But as soon as those are rendered, they'll be up in every future live stream. So be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. Please be seated. This time we're landing in about 1 minute.